Hollywood's most expensive tantrum. Our second story takes us into what might be the most expensive celebrity meltdown in Hollywood history, and the details are absolutely insane. On July 22nd, during the filming of Marvel's upcoming blockbuster Eternals return, Ryan Reynolds allegedly had a complete breakdown on set that shut down production for 6 weeks and cost Disney an estimated $87 million in delays, insurance claims, and reshoots. Now, I know what you're thinking. Ryan Reynolds seems like one of the most level-headed guys in Hollywood, but the circumstances that supposedly led to this meltdown are pretty wild. According to reports that surfaced from multiple entertainment industry sources, Reynolds showed up to the Atlanta filming location at 6 a.m. demanding that his trailer be replaced with a fully functional recording studio because he wanted to work on his maximum effort production company projects between takes. When the producers explained that this wasn't possible given the tight shooting schedule, Reynolds allegedly threw his Deadpool mask across the craft services table and declared that he wouldn't film another scene until his demands were met. The situation escalated rapidly from there. Reynolds supposedly locked himself in his trailer for 4 hours while 200 crew members and his co-stars, including Angelina Jolie and Kit Harrington, waited on set, costing the production approximately $340,000 per hour in standby fees. When director Chloe Zhao tried to negotiate with him through the trailer door, Reynolds allegedly responded by blasting Celine Dion music at maximum volume and refused to come out until someone brought him a full-size hockey net, so he could practice slap shots during lunch breaks. What makes this story particularly believable is how it fits into the broader context of Hollywood's increasingly expensive production budgets. Marvel's Phase 5 films have been averaging production costs of $250 million each, and any significant delays can trigger massive insurance claims and cascade effects throughout the entire release schedule. Eternals' return was already operating on a tight timeline with a planned November 2025 release date to capitalize on the holiday box office season. The supposed demands that Reynolds made during his 6-week standoff were reportedly documented in detail by Disney's legal team. He allegedly insisted on having a personal masseuse on set at all times because the stress of wearing superhero costumes for 12 hours a day was causing muscle tension that affected his comedic timing. He also supposedly demanded that all craft services food be prepared by a chef from his favorite Vancouver restaurant, which would have required flying someone in daily at a cost of $15,000 per day. Reynolds allegedly took his demands even further by insisting that every crew member address him as Maximum Effort instead of his real name, and that all script changes be run through his production company first. When Disney executives flew in from Los Angeles to handle the situation, personally Reynolds supposedly presented them with a 47-page document outlining his vision for how Marvel movies should incorporate more Canadian cultural references and hockey metaphors into their dialogue. The financial impact of this supposed meltdown extended far beyond just the immediate production costs. Disney had already spent $23 million on marketing materials featuring Reynolds as his Eternals character, and these had to be completely redesigned when filming delays pushed the release date back 4 months. The studio also faced penalty clauses with theater chains who had already committed to showing the film during their premium holiday slots. Co-star reactions to Reynolds' alleged behavior were supposedly mixed according to on-set sources. Angelina Jolie was reportedly frustrated because the delays conflicted with her directing schedule for her next film, while Kit Harrington allegedly found the whole situation amusing and started a betting pool among crew members about how long the standoff would last. One unnamed cast member supposedly told Entertainment Weekly that Reynolds seemed genuinely stressed about balancing his acting career with his business ventures. Director Chloe Zhao supposedly handled the crisis by agreeing to some of Reynolds' demands while drawing hard lines on others. The production allegedly installed a smaller hockey practice area behind the sound stages and brought in massage therapists 3 days per week, but refused to redesign the entire film around Canadian themes. Zhao reportedly spent 12 hours in negotiations with Reynolds and his representatives before reaching a compromise that allowed filming to resume. The incident supposedly triggered broader discussions within Disney about how to handle actors who have significant business interests outside of their Marvel contracts. Reynolds' maximum effort company had been expanding rapidly throughout 2024, and his aviation gin brand had just signed a distribution deal worth $180 million with major retail chains. Industry insiders suggested that Reynolds was feeling overwhelmed by trying to manage multiple major business ventures while maintaining his acting commitments. What really adds credibility to this story is how it mirrors other recent Hollywood meltdowns that have cost productions millions of dollars. Remember when Shia LaBeouf walked off the set of Don't Worry, Darling, causing massive rewrites and reshoots? Actor mental health and workplace demands have become major issues in Hollywood, especially as production schedules have become more demanding and actors juggle multiple projects simultaneously. The supposed resolution of the Reynolds situation involved Disney agreeing to give him more input on script development for future Marvel projects and allowing his maximum effort company to handle some of the film's promotional content. Reynolds allegedly returned to set after 6 weeks with a completely different attitude and reportedly apologized to the entire crew while bringing in food trucks from 5 different Canadian restaurants as a peace offering. So, there you have it. Ryan Reynolds shuts down a Marvel production for 6 weeks with demands for Hockey Net's recording studios and Canadian cultural references costing Disney $87 million and forcing a complete restructuring of their release schedule.